Even though he takes care of all of her expenses, pays all of her bills, and pays for her car and other things, the best friend advises her friend not to fall in love with him because she is unhappy with him despite the fact that he does all of those things. The best friend believes that her friend deserves much better. Isn't she a nice girl? When you look at all of the different couples, the chance is that the woman in the relationship is the one who compromised and settled for the man. One of the numerous reasons for this is that he was not her first choice. I'm not suggesting that a woman will be content if she settles for her desired guy, because we are aware that this is not the case. There are so many sad marriages to see now. I'm not claiming that a woman will be content. We are aware of this and aware of the odds that the person she is currently dating is not her first choice, which will likely result in an unhappy marriage. That is, if any of you guys are considering getting married one day, it will all be unpleasant. But it will be even worse. This is just one of many reasons why a woman can still be unhappy, even if she is married to a man who earns billions of dollars a year, lives in a mansion, has a staff that caters to her, and has a private jet. This person's story will once again demonstrate that I overheard one of my fans telling her friend on the phone that she settled for being with me, and that marrying me was her last resort. As a result, the title of the article or his story is "This Individual's Story" will demonstrate that I overheard her saying that. This individual then posted his story to Reddit and told everyone about it. He then returned to tell her how it went with his wife when he told her what he knew. To begin with, while I was passing the bathroom, I overheard my wife speaking on the phone to one of her closest friends. This friend is seriously dating someone. After that, my wife told her sweetie to keep in mind that it is your choice and don't settle for anyone but the best. I made a mistake like that. I might have met someone else, who knows. Furthermore, he claims that his name was my last resort. And now take a look at where I ended up. The man makes remarks that honestly tore my heart into it. Why do I feel like a second baseman? Am I overreacting or am I being dramatic? Because I honestly do not know what to do. I have not spoken about it. I do not know what to do. I have not spoken about it. I knew when I heard her say that, yeah, you've only been married for a few months. So imagine finding out you care about someone and love them. And here she said, in the meantime, this guy is nice to her, takes care of the meantime and other things, complains, and once more, we are aware of the source of all. And that sense of entitlement, even though there are only so many men in lay. Even in even-hip positions, the movement has succeeded in increasing the number of women in positions of power. I was angry when I heard her. He continues after a while by saying that he just did one of the hardest things he's ever had to do today. When he confronted her about this, I told her we should sit down and talk after breakfast. I told her that it was crucial, and despite her hesitation, she said to me as we entered the living room, I already know what this is about. She naturally attracted a lot of men. I informed her that either I could not be married or that my current partner does not love me as much as I do. She tried to convince me that I meant something to her and that she loved me, but it was all a lie. She stated that she was afraid of losing me, and I in turn stated that I was afraid of losing her. I told her that what she said had caused me a great deal of pain, but she already knew that because she read my post. I told her that what she said had caused me a great deal of trouble. After that, I let her know that it was finished. I also let her know that I was aware of how she felt about me experimenting with my feelings, and as you can see, she disputes everything I was making fun of you for. For those who are curious, we do not have any children. I pay for our apartment and I own almost everything we have except for her clothes. Her car is paid for by me. She'll have very little left after all of this. We agreed to sign a prenup before we tied the knot, and I'd never been happier with the choice in my life than I was at that point in time. To the man who did this, kudos, but I have to ask, did he sign the prenup because he had a sixth sense that prompted him to do this? Because of this lady, there's something about her that makes me think he might have had a wise father or uncle who urged him to do it. Who can say, however, good of him after that? There was an awkward silence for a few seconds before she began yelling at me. You just can't end things like that. When I told her that I could do whatever I wanted, she became extremely hostile. I was joking about how she goes from saying I love you to crying. I didn't mean to scream and yell and carry on like that. All of a sudden, it isn't that incredible because she knew it was a lie and that she had been caught. Do you believe that you will ever find someone as qualified as me or comparable to her? Before slamming the door behind her, she grabbed her bag, called, and announced that she was leaving. This is the worst relationship I've ever been in. Do you believe that I can still find someone? Do you believe that you will ever find someone as skilled as me or comparable to her? At that same time, I felt as though I was participating in a dramatic television sitcom. and I started crying while I was sitting on the couch. In fact, I'm still crying as I type this since the guy got harmed. But this is a really amazing situation. He confronted her about it and told her that his heart was broken, and even though she tried the waterworks and said, "Yeah, I love you," many guys would probably think, "Oh, maybe she was talking tough for her friend," but this man didn't buy it, which is fantastic. She has now left through the door. The funny thing is that he probably stood up to her for the first time, and I have to say that this statement was quite humorous. "Do you think you will ever meet someone as talented as I am?" He goes on to say that I knew it was the only time before she became unfaithful to me or left me, and it was both happy and sad tears. She probably has a history of being unfaithful to him. However, as he stated here, this person is young. He is only 26 years old. Why did he marry at such a young age, and with so little prior experience? Due to the fact that I now reside in California, I have decided to start the procedure of terminating our marriage. Tomorrow, I will begin placing all of her belongings in garbage bags. Please thank me later. I will not get rid of her belongings. I'll just make use of it to give her back her belongings. I am indebted to you for all of your kind words and insightful advice. I am confident that my life will improve as a result of the courage I received from each and every one of you to advocate for myself." In addition, this individual posted it on Reddit to solicit feedback and other activities that are similar to it, which was quite interesting. So once more, guys, I wrote this article to make a point that the majority of women settle down. As a consequence, many of you who are watching this probably thought she loved you despite the fact that she was divorced. But now that you look back, you can see that she chose someone else. As I mentioned earlier, therefore, you should not get married because there are many reasons why it is not worth it. Save yourself from years of misery, add a lot of money that you worked hard to save because you love to spend it all, because it won't work out well for you. As I mentioned earlier, women, the majority of them, are very particular about not getting married to guys. As I said, even if they do, they'll find something to complain about and start a drama about. They will never be content, particularly in this day and age. Avoid annoyance and frustration for yourself and save yourself from years of misery and a lot of money. Tap the thumbs up button if you like this story and the message it conveyed. Please subscribe and leave a comment below letting me know that you did so. I will then respond to your comment. Please also leave a comment below indicating that you want more stories like this one to be published.